Good morning, friends, and welcome back to the 6 a.m. Club where we start our day inspired. I am so happy to share this quiet, early morning moment with you before the day gets busy. Today's episode is inspired by a quote that hit me right in the heart the other day, and it says, "Don't be afraid to start all over again because you might like your new story even better." How powerful is that? Starting over can feel terrifying, whether it's a new job, a new city, a new relationship, or even letting go of a long held dream that no longer fits. There's always this undercurrent of fear. What if it doesn't work out? What if I fail? What if I regret letting go of the old story? But here's the thing about fear, it's storyteller. Yes, fear, it's a storyteller. And often it's spinning tales of worst case scenarios. But what if we flip the narrative? What if instead of fearing the unknown, we lean into it with curiosity? What if starting over isn't about losing, it's about creating something better? Today, I want to unpack 3 truths about starting over, and I'll share a few steps to help you embrace the possibility of a better story. Truth number 1, starting over is a skill. Most people think starting over is a setback, but in reality, it's a skill, a muscle we can strengthen. Life isn't linear, it's full of twists and turns and even U turns. Each time you start fresh, you're building resilience. You're learning to let go of what's not working and step into something that might. So instead of framing a fresh start as failure, think of it as adaptability. Think about the phoenix. It's not afraid to rise from the ashes stronger and brighter every time. Okay, truth number 2, you're not starting from zero. Here's the good news, you're never truly starting from scratch. You bring with you all the lessons, all the experiences, and the wisdom that you've gained along the way. That job you left, it taught you skills and values that now you can carry forward. That relationship that ended, it showed you what you needed and deserve. Starting over isn't about erasing the past, it's about using it as a foundation for the future. Okay, truth number 3, the blank page is full of possibility. Think of your life as a storybook. Each chapter builds on the last, but sometimes the most exciting chapters are the ones where the character begins a new adventure. The blank page isn't empty, it's an invitation. It's a chance to dream bigger, to rewrite the parts of your story that don't feel authentic anymore. So, how do we get comfortable with the idea of starting over? Here are 3 simple steps you can take to feel more comfortable starting over. Number 1 is to acknowledge what's ending. Take a moment to reflect on what you're leaving behind, whether it's a job, a habit, or an old version of yourself. Honor it. Write it down, say goodbye, and say thank you and show appreciation for the role that it played in your journey. No matter how bad your current situation is, there is something you learn from it. There is something that part of your story played in your journey that has been critical for you to get to this point. So show appreciation for that. Number 2 is to clarify your vision. What do I mean by this? Basically answering the question, what do you want your news story to look like? Close your eyes and imagine your life 1 year from now. What's different? How do you feel? And now write it down in vivid detail. The more detail you put in, the better. And step number 3 is to take one bold step. Starting over doesn't mean you have to leap into the deep end all at once. Take one bold but manageable step towards your new story. Maybe it's signing up for a course. Maybe it's reaching out to someone for advice or simply making the decision to move forward. Just take one bold, manageable step towards that new story. And I want to emphasize bold. What I mean by bold is it should feel a little bit scary. It should feel like stepping out of your comfort zone. It should be something that in other situations, circumstances, you would not do. It's something that will commit you to your new story. Something that will commit you to keep working on that new story. So, as we wrap up, I want to share some final thoughts with you on this episode, which is short but mighty. I hope you agree with me. Starting over isn't something to fear, it's something to embrace. Every ending is a new beginning in disguise. And who knows, this new chapter could be the one where everything falls into place in ways that you never imagined. So, as you go about your day, I encourage you to think about where you might need to turn the page and start a new story. Don't be afraid to begin again, my friend. You might love where it takes you. Thank you for spending your morning with me. If this episode resonated with you, share it with someone who might need a little nudge to a fresh start. Until next time, stay inspired, stay intentional, and have a beautiful day. I'll talk to you next week.